Hey guys, it's Postboxpat. Welcome back to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale video, and today we're going to be talking about the end of Season 10 storyline. We've actually got some leaked loading screens in today's video, which I can't wait to show you guys. Also, if you're new around here, just smash that subscribe button. Stay up to date with all the latest Fortnite map changes and Battle Royale content regarding storyline, theories. I'm your #1 source on YouTube for all of that sort of stuff. So stay tuned, guys. Make sure you are sticking around. Even if you are already subscribed, turn on that notification bell. We've got some big stuff coming leading up to Season 11. Okay guys, so here we are. Let's get into this and show you guys where we're at. So the map changes for today start over at Dusty. These ones actually happened a lot earlier this morning, but I just thought I'd put them in today's video because I guess most of you may already know about this, but if you don't, the top piece of the rocket has been added on, which is really cool and really awesome. So that's pretty exciting news. And also inside of here, we do also have a few last changes to be added onto the rocket. Now, for those wondering what them last changes could be, well, they are actually the thrusters on the side to give it that extra boost even further when it takes off. So they haven't been added yet, and they are the last part to be added to the rocket, so we can expect them to be added either tomorrow or the following day after. That leaves us thinking that the event is going to take place this Saturday, which personally I don't want it to because I have got something planned for this Saturday which I'll have to cancel. However, if the event does take place this Saturday, I will be definitely streaming it for you guys 100%. But let me know in the comments down below when you think the event is going to take place, and also I'm going to put a little poll on screen for you guys so you guys can vote. Do you think the event is going to take place this Saturday, or do you think it'll take place closer to the end of the season? Because apparently there are going to be some overtime challenges as well, which may lead to the season being slightly extended. Who knows, because what's making me think that is because the rift beacon over on this side of the map. So let me wind it on a little bit as I fly on over, because that is pretty important. Obviously I'm going to fly on over to this beacon, and this is the next beacon because I have to get it to render in, unfortunately, because the map changes haven't been applied with an update, so these things require you to render them in. But as I fly over to this rift beacon in game, you can see it's right over here and it is now activated, which is really cool. So the rift beacon is active and it's ready to go if it will appear. Is it going to even appear for us? I know how to get this to appear. Let me just render it in really quickly. This is what happens, guys, when I make these map change videos. The rendering just does not work for some reason, and there we have it. So this rift beacon is active, and assuming going off previous Fortnite news and information, we obviously have the update leak today, which was not really a leak, but a lot of skins have been leaked and stuff. And we've also had news regarding the potential, well, the guaranteed import of bots coming into Fortnite Battle Royale. So bots have been confirmed for Season 11. They're going to be added into all game modes, include kind of ranked matchmaking throughout the entire Fortnite Battle Royale system. So basically, depending on your ability, it'll put you against more players of similar ability, and it will also add bots into the game for the lower ability players, which I think is cool. For myself, who's like a medium standard player, I probably have like 5 or 10 bots in the game, which will make it interesting. We also have this obviously rift beacon, which is going to bring in the point of interest probably tomorrow or Wednesday, which is really exciting news, and I can't wait for this to take place. So that's a brand new point of interest. It's going to either be Hogwarts or the football stadium. We talked about that in yesterday's video, or a brand new location. So I can't guarantee what it's going to be, obviously, but you can kind of make out potentially where it's going to be. You can see some of the old grass patches. You can kind of make out this is where Hogwarts used to be. You can see the little patch there and all this kind of dark patch, and then this light patch here. It's where the football stadium used to be, and it kind of merges in so with the race course. So that's nice to see, and I think that's like a little addition, a little secret there for you guys, for those wondering about some secret stuff. Alright, so moving on to the loading screens. So the first loading screen we have is this type of bunker loading screen, which includes 2 brand new skins which are yet to be added. So apologies for leaking them skins. It's almost impossible to avoid leaks nowadays, but you know, they're kind of 2 brand new variants of 2 new skins. And we obviously have this bunker type thing with an arrow behind it in the background, which I think is very interesting. And if you look closely, we also have kind of like a tomato head thing on the top of it. Maybe it could be hinting maybe a Battlestar location or a banner, or it's something to do with maybe who's inside there. Is that tomato head there walking in? I don't know. This is quite an interesting concept, and potentially could be something to do with the event or storyline. So the description for this one actually reads, "Ready or not, welcome to the Combine." So the Combine itself to me looks like it's going to be located by, I guess, Tomato Temple Retail Row area. That's the area it looks like it is. Maybe even by where the cube actually is. Or it could just be a brand new point of interest that's going to be added in with the rift beacons over there. Maybe it could be related to that. I don't know. But it does look like it is in this area. This is the kind of like structures we're getting from it, with the arrow, the volcano area, this type of area. Maybe potentially down here as well, the Combine could spawn in. or even the tunnel, I guess, maybe. But it definitely does also look like it's going to be with the new point of interest as well. So I can't guarantee what this is going to be, but it could be to do with something with the event or the current Rift Beacon, which is currently taking place, which will probably be the last Rift Beacon now, unless we get another one on this side where the cube is. So the cube is actually rotating even further around the map. That's what's making me think that potentially the cube itself could actually take a while to get over to maybe where it's going to be for the event, which will probably be either Loot Lake or Dusty. I think the event's going to be more Dusty side this time in the middle of the map, which would be pretty cool. You noticed all the events are usually in the middle of the map. Well, I think they all have really been in the middle, other than the rocket launch and the winter event over there. So we've had obviously the cube event, the monster fight where it recommended us standing in the middle because it pushed us to the middle with all the sky bases moving over there. We've also had the volcano event, which was the unvaulting event, which stuck us in the middle of the map as well. And we've had, what other events have we had? I'm trying to think of all the events we've had at the top of my head. We've had the cube one where the cube expanded at Loot Lake. We've had the one where it went into Loot Lake. A lot of stuff just based around this section of the map. So it's pretty interesting to see, and it's quite cool. So that's nice, and hopefully we do get the event here again in this section. Okay, so the next loading screen which you guys want me to show you guys is this one on screen right now. Now this one is the most important one. So as you can see from this loading screen, it looks like they're waving bye to the battle bus, and the description of this one is last stop, thank you battle, or bus driver. So I was about to say battle bus, thank you battle bus. So that's pretty cool, because this screenshot here, all the credit will be down below by the way for these. This screenshot kind of hints towards maybe a new map coming in season 11. Now I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. It would definitely bring a lot of the player base back to Fortnite Battle Royale. However, I do think the old map would be missed. So how are Fortnite going to do this? Are they going to bring in a brand new island? Are they going to keep the same island with some point of interests? Or are they going to completely change it up? So my personal opinion on this one is to keep the same shape of the island that we currently have, keep Loot Lake, keep Dusty, and change everywhere else. That's my personal opinion on it, because then it kind of keeps still the storyline going rather than just bringing in a brand new storyline, which would be cool, but we'll have to just wait and see what's going to happen with it. I think it's going to be interesting. I feel like we will still want to play the old map, and a lot of people will miss it. So hopefully, with a little bit of luck, Fortnite do something where we can still play the old map, but also we can have the new map as well. I actually had a prediction a while ago which would allow players to kind of join in the game, where it would pick a random map at the start of each game and it would kind of render in a different map. For example, there may be 4 or 5 different maps. Every time you drop in, it could be one of them 4 or 5 maps that are the same island but with different point of interests. And I think that's more of like a time travel type thing with the battle pass. I think that was a cool idea of mine, but I don't know if they'd introduce that, but I don't know. I think it's one of them cool ones that you've got to consider. Also, another thing which me and my fans were discussing in my Discord. If you're not already part of the Discord, feel free to join in on over there. You don't have to be very active. Just pop in and out. Every now and then I'll talk in chat and stuff, and we'll talk about theories and that. I've got more information coming about membership on the channel very soon as well, where you guys can join me in-game and in private calls as well, so we can discuss Fortnite theories, join on custom matchmaking and stuff like that, which is going to be really cool, and connect with me on some private streams. That's going to be coming very soon in the membership side of stuff. There's a lot more benefits to it as well, and it's going to be a low cost as well, which is going to be really exciting. So that's coming on the channel soon. Also, this is something which we kind of mentioned in the Discord, which was regarding the actual visitor himself. Now the visitor himself, well, a lot of people are coming up with ideas saying that the scientist is the visitor. Now the reason I disagree with this one, leading up to the new map as well, this links into it, we'll link into it in a second, is because over at this section it looks like the visitor himself is actually still extracting information from the mech parts, which is quite interesting. So if we wind it back a little bit on the replay, we should see some mech parts right here. Is it going to render them in? It might not fully render them in because I didn't land in this area, so I don't know if it'll fully render them in, but apparently I'm pretty sure, almost 99% certain, that he's still extracting some information from the mech parts that are here, which is quite interesting, because, or he was anyway. So the rocket was being built and this was happening, and the scientist skin was already released. So that could mean that the scientist is one of the 7. Like I said, there are 7 different visitors and he is one of them. He's not actually the visitor, he's part of the race of the visitor, and he may have came in through this pod right here, because from what I assume from looking at the season 10 trailer, everything here is kind of like a duplicate of what's already happened, and the Jonesy kind of fell back through time, or the island itself fell back through time, and we saw a lot of stuff return, and we can kind of see a crossover between a lot of stuff. For example, Dusty isn't the same as it used to be. As we know, the colors are different, and the Visitor himself may have not actually launched the rocket. He may have just kind of launched it but not actually been in it. That's what I mean by that. Sorry, he did launch the rocket, but he may not have been in it, so he's been on the map the entire time, or he's just come back through space somehow or teleported to the map, and there are two separate scientists slash visitors on the map. So there's one of each, obviously, and the Visitor may not be the scientist. It's just a little theory. We were talking about it yesterday, and it is quite interesting to kind of consider that potentially he could be a brand new part to the storyline, and he could be the character going forward throughout the upcoming kind of weeks or seasons, should I say, throughout season 10 to 20, which would be crazy if we have one of the 7 every 10 seasons, or on the like the last season before the entire world changes, we get one of the 7, which would be crazy, guys. So yeah, I think that's a pretty cool concept and something you guys should definitely consider. All right, so moving back onto the topic of map changes, here is a little leak for you guys from my friend Happy Power, who actually put this in his video. I've spoke about this in the past, but this is one that Happy Power tweeted out himself, so I thought I'd just put it in today's video. So he says, so all the leakers are confused. We could literally see a new map for Season 11. What are your thoughts? New locations and tags found in the files are these as follows. I'm not going to read them all out, but you can see them on screen. They're pretty cool. We've got some really cool, interesting names. And these are obviously locations that potentially would appear in Season 11. Now, it makes sense that these would work because obviously the idea, for example, Sunny Shores, Sunny would get changed. Weeping Woods would bring in a brand new Wailing Woods area. Lazy Lake would change the lake over here. Mountain Meadow would probably be over by Polar Peak, but all kind of like farmy and a farm field type thing. Dirty Docks would appear maybe, for example, at Lazy Lagoon or at Lonely Lodge, and you could kind of go over all of these and do that same sort of kind of principle and add it to all of them. So I think that would be pretty cool. However, you've just got to consider, will Fortnite do this? It's such a big debate, and myself, talking to Donald Mustard at E3, actually asked him the question, what is the plan for the map and how does it actually work with the storyline instead, stuff like that? And he actually answered with the idea of the map being the storyline. So the map in Fortnite is the character. So what I mean by that, the island, the map, everything that we're looking at right now on screen is the character. That is the main principle of Fortnite. As we know, that's where the storyline is told. So changing it entirely would be a huge new chapter for Fortnite. And it is something they could do, but it will be hard for them to manage 2 at once. And I think having 2 maps or 2 islands at once without doing the idea that I said with teleporting and landing in different kind of zones or islands each kind of drop and you don't know which one you're going to land in wouldn't really work, because if they had 2 different islands that you could select from, the storyline would get a little bit more complicated unless they explain how to get to that other island. But right now, in the position we're in, adding another island in would make it a little bit confusing with the storyline. And as Donald said, the island speaks the storyline. It lets the storyline be told, and for us as YouTubers, as community members, as players of the game, as kind of whatever Fortnite player you'd like to class yourself as, we interpret the storyline how we want to and kind of receive it as whatever we think. And it's really awesome that, so we can kind of break it down however we want. And that's what they like to do. That's their aim with it. They like to make it so it's a mystery, but it can be told however it wants. It's kind of like you read a quote and you interpret it however you want. So that's basically what the island is for us, and that's how Donald answered it in a press conference, and also with some questions from myself when I actually met him over at E3, which was really awesome. It's probably one of the best things I've done, and I was very grateful of Fortnite for inviting me to that, so I could actually speak to developers and get information about the game. So that's pretty cool to know that this island is the story. So if they decide to change the story entirely, we'll be heading into a new chapter of Fortnite, and maybe it could link to one of the 7. Like I said, potentially the Visitor is over. This is his last time. The scientist may defeat him, or he may pass his kind of powers on to the scientist, and we get the scientist for the next 10 seasons, or should we say 6 seasons really, because that's what we've really had events. We had season 4 to 10, 6 seasons, not 10 I guess. The first 3, I guess it has been 7 really, but the first 3 seasons have been a little bit dodgy, you know, no storyline. They were just Fortnite blowing up, and then we had season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, which is a total of 7 seasons. So I think that's quite cool. That's something that you've got to consider. You know, season 4 was really awesome. Season 5 had a crazy storyline with Paradise. Season 6 had a little bit of a crazy storyline with the cube and that. Then season 7 had the crazy event with the kind of, it wasn't the best event, but as you guys know, it did get cancelled. I've explained this in the past, how season 7 got cancelled because of the Infinity Blade, but it was an awesome Christmas season, probably one of my most enjoyable times playing Fortnite at Christmas. Then we had obviously the next following season, which was season 8, then season 9, and season 10. So some crazy stuff, and all of that sort of stuff had awesome events and awesome storyline, all leading up to this one moment which we are in right now. So we'll just have to wait and see, guys. I'm so excited to see. What do you guys think? Do you think we're going to get the new map? Do you think we're going to get a new point of interest? Do you think we'll keep the same island? Do you think we'll get a brand new island? Just let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. And also, like I say in every single video, if you guys aren't already using code Postboxpat, make sure you enter it in. Comment your Epic Games name down below, put a constructive comment, add it into it, and don't forget to put in a little secret into your comment called Tree, as I'll be adding a bunch of you. I've just added another 3 people, and I hope to gift them something from the Batman set. So hopefully I'll be adding 3 more people. Well, I will be adding 3 more people from this video today, and I'll be gifting you guys some stuff as well. Unfortunately, I can't gift the people I've just added just yet. It takes about 3 days. I think we're on the first, 1 more day left, and then I can gift them. Then I'll add some more people as well. So if you guys want a chance of getting gifted something in Fortnite Battle Royale, remember to enter in your Epic Games name down below and use code Postboxpat in the item shop. Much love and respect to everyone doing that. I really do hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and it has been informative. I really do hope it has. And if you aren't already subscribed and you've made it this far, come on guys, just smash that subscribe and stick around for daily Fortnite content. Thank you everyone who's been supporting me recently. Much love and respect to everyone, and once again, this is Postboxpat signing out.